Hi, my name is Laura Hancock and I am the National Ministries Director for Youth for Christ. I also attend Life Central Church in Halesowen, and I am going to give you a quick top tip in leadership. Now, my top tip is specifically for second leaders. So what I mean by that is maybe you are part of a leadership team but answerable to a senior leader. So maybe you are responsible to a senior leader, or you are underneath a senior pastor or a national director or a CEO. And your leadership position and the tensions within your leadership role are really unique. Your role is one of loyalty to your senior leader. It's a role of service to your senior leader. It's a role where you carry authority over those you lead, but ultimately you are under authority and there to serve the vision of your senior leader. And so my top tip for you, really, it comes from a Bible passage. This is like a very mini kind of Bible dig into Exodus 14, verses 13 to 16. And in Exodus 14, all the Israelites have just left Egypt. They're stood on the edge of Egypt, about to go into their mission field that God has called them to, into the rest of the world. And they're faced with the Red Sea. And in Exodus 14, verses 13 to 14, it says this: "But Moses said to the people, 'Don't be afraid, just stand still and watch the Lord rescue you today. The Egyptians you see today will never be seen again. The Lord himself will fight for you. Just stay calm.'" And I guess the first part of this that I absolutely love in verses 13 and 14 are those two commands, to stand still and stay calm. The idea of stand still is around hold your peace and be astonished. So kind of hold the ground that you've got and be astonished at what God is going to do. I think as you are a second leader, so often our role is to be at peace with God, where God has put us now. And it may well be that you see yourself as a second leader, that your leadership calling is to support the vision of another leader. But it may be that you're in this role and you're waiting for an opportunity to be, I guess, the primary leader. But in this season, God says, stand still, kind of just rest and quiet yourself and be astonished at what I'm going to do in your church or movement or organisation, but also in you. And then the other thing, as well as stand still, he says stay calm. And this is this idea of rest, of resting where God has put you. And this word rest also means don't do the needless. Only do what you know God has called you to do. You know, sometimes as a second leader, you can kind of be fighting for authority, or maybe if you are kind of wrestling for your vision and maybe your vision isn't quite in line with the senior leader's vision, it can be really difficult to get your head around that. But I believe in this passage, God would say to you as a second leader, rest. Don't do the needless. Only do what I have called you to do. And then as you go on in this passage in verses 15 and 16, it says this: "Then the Lord said to Moses, 'Why are you crying out to me? Tell the people to get moving. Pick up your staff, raise your hands over the sea, divide the water so that the Israelites can walk through the middle of the sea on dry ground.'" This creating a path, what this is doing really is creating a pathway to the mission that God has called the Israelites to. The Israelites were called by God on a mission. They are a missional people. And so as we, in the first instance, posture ourselves as second leaders by standing still, by staying calm, as we get our hearts right, I believe that God then opens a path for the mission that he has called you to. Now, that mission may well be as a second leader. It may well be to be the very best second leader that you, your church, your movement, your organisation has ever seen, and to really become an expert in serving the vision of another leader. But equally, your mission might be to lead something else one day, but God is shaping that mission in you. And so God says to you, I believe, stand still, stay calm, don't do the needless, but walk the mission that I have called you to right now. The mission that you have got within your movement, organisation, church, to see lives changed and transformed by the power of Jesus. But equally, the mission that God is birthing in you as an individual, the purpose that you are put on this planet for. The role of a second leader is a really unique one. It is full of tensions. You are loyal. You are committed to serve the vision of another. You carry authority and yet you are under authority. And so, let's be the very best second leaders that God has called us to. whatever the mission in front of us might be.